Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this Empire Builder session on how do you hire. Since last week, I've gotten numerous emails and text messages about building your empire, your company. How do we hire people at our company for expanding? And it's a really important topic. Numerous business owners don't have faith in hiring the proper people to give the personal touch to their company, and it really holds back a number of small businesses. So I hire for the person, and I always believe we could train the skills later on in an organized fashion. And it's been a major part of what we have done for 17 years in building our numerous companies with hiring for the person. And people ask me, what do I mean by hiring for the person? I mean, obviously you're hiring for the person, but I want a good person. I want good people with great values around me. We could train the skills. If they're hardworking, they're going to learn the skills. But I can't teach how to put the client first, put the patient first, the experience. I cannot teach how to be a good coworker or teammate. That is something that they have instilled with them before they walk in our office. So the better person we could find, and it starts from when they walk in for the interview. Are they early? How are they dressed? How is their resume? They shouldn't even have gotten to that point if they weren't someone you were interested in bringing onto your team. So look at their resume. Is it professionally done? No typos, okay? They took care in it, okay? Because that care in their resume and that phone interview is going to lead to a personal interview. And that personal interview, how they show up, on time, if not early, how they're dressed, their facial expressions, their body language when they are walking down the hallway. And over the years, you could ask anyone in our office, John and I would watch how they walk down the hallway before we interviewed them or our team interviewed them. Body language is such an important key. And I really give credit to my upbringing in New York that I was brought up that way, and my mentors brought me up that way. Okay? How they greet you. Do they look you straight in the eyes? Do they avoid eye contact? Now, these are all basic things, but you want them to be carried over, because if you hire this person, they are an extension of you as the owner, an extension of your team, reaching out to your patients or to your clients. And if they can't make eye contact with you at a job interview, how are they going to make eye contact with a smile and greet someone on your behalf when they enter your company or your place of business? Even if they answer the phone, you could hear someone's demeanor on the phone. So think about when they're entering, how they present themselves, because that's how they're going to present themselves going forward. And there's some people that could put on a show for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, right? We're not going to get this perfect. But if you get the process down and you hire for the person and train the skills later on in whichever manner, I guarantee your success rate is going to be much, much higher. So, good evening, everyone. Keith, Paul, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys here tonight. And, we're talking about how do you build your empire. And numerous people have reached out to me in this past week about this very topic. And it's a really important part of building your empire and delegating to the proper people. So you want to surround yourself with good people and leave them in a way so that they should leave your patients, your clients, whoever you're bringing on board, better than when they walked in, right? You always want to leave, on a personal level, that's what I try to do as an individual. You want to extend that to your staff, to your team. Anybody coming in, you want them to leave better off than when they entered that day. because everybody's got things going on in their life that are troublesome and hard and schedules, and we need to take that into account. But if we could just slow things down, give a great greeting with a smile, I guarantee you it's going to set things apart for that experience with your company and your business as you grow with them, as your clients. So I would say number 2 for the interview process is your core values. The core values of yourself and your company have to align with who you're interviewing, okay? And I'm going to tell you, we do a great job, our staff. They do an amazing job of really taking this to the next level recently. But there are holes in it that we're still working on. Even as of today, there was a piece where John and I had to work with Jason on fine-tuning our hiring process to take it to the next level in a more organized and structured fashion. So people ask, what are your core values? Well, our core values are very simple. They're fundamental building blocks for any of our companies. We want to provide excellent service and care, okay? So no matter what industry in, we want to do it to the best of our ability, okay? And that's just about effort. Anybody can put in effort, okay? However, it's about delivering it in an excellent fashion that gets the word out in the community, that gets you those great testimonials and reviews on the internet that are just going to expand your company and your empire and really take it to the next level. So number 2 in my core values would be great office culture. And this is, again, you during this interview with this possible person that's joining your team, your family, your work family, you have to judge, are they going to fit in with your office culture? Okay? Because you got to protect that. It's the most important asset is your staff, because your staff is a reflection in how they're going to take care of your clients and your patients. So great office culture is another core value that we look for during the interview process. 3, and these are not in any particular order, but for me is in our team is honesty, right? We want someone who's going to be honest. We want someone who's going to own up to it if they do make a mistake, because everybody makes a mistake, okay? Nobody is perfect. And people are going to make mistakes because they're trying to reach out and do something a little bit better. And I think that's really important for taking your companies to the next level. If you surround yourself with yes people or safe people, you're never going to grow things to the next level, right? You always have to push the envelope and try new things, okay? You have to embrace technology because technology is there to be an advantage, sometimes a disadvantage, but you have to judge that for your particular field and company. So for me, honesty is really important in owning up to things, and it builds that relationship. We also look for people that are passionate about serving others, okay? And being in the medical industry, that's a really big point for us. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to take it further in our real estate stuff that we do. Why does it have to be any different, okay? Passionately serve others. Give them a great place to live. Take care of things when they need to be as soon as possible. That's how you really set yourself apart. In doing whatever you do, owning it, making it your own, and giving a maximum effort in it. So I think the core values with whoever you're looking to bring on your team have to align. Really, really important. And like I said, this starts at the interview process. Okay? Because once you're in there and they're working for you, you can't go backwards. You can't let them know all this stuff after the fact because it's too late. Okay? So you want to be upfront with them, honest and direct. And that's what's going to help you take them onto your team and take your team in the direction you really want. So it does start at the interview process. The next part of it is, after the interview process, is to have a job description. And it has to be done in 2 different ways. It has to be well communicated, and it has to be well written out and documented. So there is no confusion on that. Now, there are some cases where you're developing a position and you want to bring the person on to help them develop their own job description. That is the exception. But if you're hiring coworkers to join your work family, you do want to have a written process that you could communicate and discuss with them so they know what's expected of them. And I think that's really, really important to let people know what you're expecting them to do. We are not micromanagers. We give out a detailed structure, and our team does an amazing job with that. We pass that down to them, and we let the true people that work for us allow them to take their position to the next level. We look for their feedback. We want to hear from them about clients and about patients and what their experience is so that we can improve on things. You always want to be improving so you can get better. And written job descriptions, and they have to be communicated very clearly so that the expectations are laid out in the beginning. And I think that prevents a lot of confusion when you bring people on and they're really not sure about their role. You know, and we've talked about in the past, the greatest leaders and coaches throughout history hire great people. What sets them apart is putting them in the right position for their skills to succeed and help the company take things to the next level. Okay? They are not micromanagers. And research does show that. There's so many articles that have been written about the great cultures of successful businesses and allowing their team to take things to the next level by being individuals within that framework. So really important to take that into consideration. Good evening, Sally. Thank you for joining. And I appreciate everybody's time and watching, sharing things out in your messages. And this has been a big topic over the past week of how to take things to the next level with your team. How do you hire? You know, I do hire for the person and we train the skills. And there's lots of other things we could talk about as far as team building to get people to elevate their performance and the experience for your patients and your clients. So I would say you also have to, as a management team and as an owner, I have to hold my coworkers accountable. That's my job. And I'm going to tell you, certain team members hold me accountable. And I expect that of them because they're in my inner circle of people that I trust dearly, and I expect them to be honest with me if I'm not doing what I need to do or communicating it in the right way. So keep this in mind where you owe it to your working family, your coworkers, to let them know what's their responsibilities and how we're going to hold them accountable. And they will enjoy that structure, okay? And again, structure for what their job is set out to do and what your expectations are. I'm not saying to sit there and detail every single thing they do minute by minute, because no one wants to work in that environment, okay? They don't need that pressure of someone looking over their shoulder all day long, okay? They're not going to perform to the best of their ability. So hire for the person. Communicate with them the core values of the company. Detail out their job description, their training, and that should all be written out. By certain weeks, you should have a written calendar of what you expect when new hires are brought on, however they train, in an online platform with testing and interaction, a written protocol for them through manuals, which is a little bit more dated. But these are the things that set yourself apart as a company. When you're bringing people on, you're organized, you know what's expected of them, they know what's expected of them, and you're setting the company up to go to the next level. And I really believe that you're giving your coworkers the best opportunity to succeed and enjoy what they do and make a difference in your company. And I really believe that that is a huge part of what we are missing in a number of industries right now. Giving a clear description of what's expected, hiring great people to help your company get to the next level and help even more clients and patients in the future. So I really appreciate everybody's time. Please reach out to me if you have any questions, or to our team. And I want you guys to have a great week. Go build your empire. And thank you for your time again. I really appreciate it. Have a great one.